Hele goede avond, dames en heren. Goedenavond. Het is goedemiddag bij jullie natuurlijk. Een uurtje of 3. En from now on we have to go over to the English language. We have decided to do all the live streams in English this year. So let's see how that will go. For me also a lot of changes this year. We did our best to bring you, of course, the best footage. And as you can see right now on the screen, the team Falcons from Veldhoven is preparing the field, setting up the robots. We had a very busy day yesterday, but eventually we did manage to get... sorry? Stove. Ja, die stove. Kijk maar hier. I'm sorry, we were still working hard to get all the cameras up and running. So what I was saying yesterday, we did a lot of work trying to get the best setup for all the cameras. We had to wait until the field was actually finished so we could prepare the camera itself. We also needed to do a lot of work to prepare the audio and all the overlays, but we are finished. But like 10 minutes ago, one of the webcams decided to, I don't know what happened, but it shifted, so the field was not visible. So we're trying to fix that right now. So let's go into details regarding the first match of this tournament. Of course, let me first welcome you all to Montreal, Canada. For us, it's about 9 o'clock. For you at home, it will be almost 3 o'clock. So I'm hoping you had a very nice day and you're now watching our stream. Okay, so I got notice that the camera would be okay. Let's check if that is indeed correct. Let's show you the left side of the field. And there we have it, the left side of the field, where of course the robots from Tech United are already standing beside the sidelines. Team members are preparing. Van Sleuteren already been positioned in his goal. Of course, he's again hopefully one of the stars of the team. So we will be watching the teams from Eindhoven against the team from Veldhoven. An all-Dutch match, and I have to be honest with you, we didn't get a lot of preparation, and both teams have been struggling yesterday, setting up the teams, calibrating, and I think it was yesterday evening here in Canada, around I think 9 o'clock, that all the teams got a half-hour slot to only prepare the team on the field, so no other robots were allowed, and that hopefully resulted in the best preparation possible for the first match. I think both teams look very promising. I think the Falcons have made some huge steps in the last couple of years, and they will actually be one of the contestants for the quarterfinals. We have 5 teams here at this tournament, and I think all 5 teams will definitely be able to go through to the last round. Luckily for me and my voice, I'm not alone this year. Next to me, LIVESTREAM, Lieve, also a robot soccer fan. How did you watch the couple of the 2 setup days?
Well, we could definitely say that it was a bit of an unusual situation. Normally you arrive here and you have 2 days of preparation, and you see a lot of the robots driving around on the pitch and testing their passing, testing the software. Now it was building the pitch actually, so very short time here to get these robots ready, and I'm quite curious to see if we still see some glitches in the hardware and in the software. In half time, we're going to try to get the team captain of the Dutch team here with us to explain us what happened. Maybe every now and then you see a robot has to be taken off pitch because it stopped functioning. This is one of the few human interactions that are allowed during the game. The robots are completely on their own, but of course every now and then one stops functioning, or there is even a foul. You can get a yellow card or a red card if you hit another robot too hard. But for the rest of the game, these robots are completely independent. We see that the teams are ready. ASML Falcons are ready for the kickoff, and Tech United is already in a defensive position, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna start attacking real soon. And I hope to see, well, I'm very curious because Guy, I don't know about you, but for me this is the very first game that I see on this new bigger pitch with the bigger goals, and we're getting ready for kickoff.
Yeah, that's correct. That was one of the challenges we had to face as a live streaming team. As we have the kickoff here for the Falcons from Veldhoven. The field is a lot bigger than it normally is. And for us that meant, yeah. Oh, and that was the first goal from Team Tech United.
Yes, that was a very fast start from Tech United. You can see looking for the combination there, Robot playing to the left and then in the goal. The keeper was a bit late. I think the ASML Falcon keeper will need some extra tweaking, which I'm sure they can adjust after the game or during the break. And now we're going to see a kickoff of ASML Falcons again. Could also be that the keeper was not used to these larger goals yet. Let's see what happens at the other side when the Falcons kick at the goal of Tech United. We might very well see a similar situation. Ball is getting ready for kickoff again.
So when we are doing our last preparation, because this is actually the first match, so some of the last tweaking for the stream had to be done live exactly at 3. Let's go through our robots on the fields. Yeah, so for the Falcons, we have robots 1 up until 5, but of course the Tech United, you all know them. On the as a goalie,
There's
the Falcon number 5 robot is unfortunately being taken out of the field for some quick repairs, hopefully. We're waiting for the kick-up, of course, for the team from Veldhoven. For Tech United on the goal, Van Sleutelen. In the attack we have De Moer and Van Perslucht and Van der Tandwiel, Roberdinho. And as a reserve we have Zessi. So right off kickoff, Team Tech United taking again the ball into their possession and trying to get an attempt on a new goal. And oh, there again a very beautiful goal.
We saw a gesture made by the ASML Falcon team leader. I don't know if he think he saw a foul there. Doesn't look like it. Looks like the ball is going back to the center for kickoff. We saw two very similar situations after this kickoff by ASML Falcons. You could see that the ball handling of the Tech United team was a bit stronger there. So the robots have small wheels and they turn them around to keep the ball close to the robot. Now, a robot of an opposing team can drive towards the ball when another robot is holding it and try to get a grip on it with its wheels and then drive backwards. Oh, I think the goal was that didn't look like a kickoff, so I don't think there was a second goal allowed there. Yes, the goal was allowed, so it is 2-0. And looks like another robot is taken off pitch there by the ASML Falcons. Could be the result of the very short preparation time that we had here. Can maybe ask the team during halftime what is happening there. Robots are getting ready to get the ball into play. Tech United will put the ball into play now. And the referee is going to the robots again. Apparently also a player of Tech United has to come off the pitch. It's going to be a very Well, there's going to be very few robots left if we go on like this. It's the opening match very early in the tournament, so I guess a lot of tweaking has to be done.
Yeah, so there was a lot of downtime the first day since the field was not prepared, and teams had to cut down on their actual setup time. They did come to an agreement yesterday to have a half an hour slot to actually prepare just one team, which helped a lot. But these today, the first couple of matches will definitely also have some problems for the teams, unfortunately. Let's just hope there won't be too much damage.
Okay, the robots are choosing positions, so now even the software is still not really sure what to do. You can see the robots driving around there. There's a bit of laughter amongst the Tech United team because apparently they don't really know themselves what is going on here. But now they have chosen position and they are defending on a Falcon player. So Falcon will put the ball into play. You can see the attacking robots trying to look for the best position. Was a bit of a hard obstruction, but the referee didn't blow the whistle. The Tech United robots are really cutting off all the paths towards this attacking robot, so it didn't pass yet. There is one ASML Falcon robot that is outside the pitch behind its own goal. That's a nice ball, but there's nobody there, and the Tech United robot did take it and is passing it forward. There is no attacking player there, but interception of the ball, pass to the other side, looking for a position, no clear shot, so another pass, far corner, and it's a 3-0 for Tech United.
Yeah, great play there. Finding, of course, the open position on the field, but it's not that difficult if there was only one or two robots playing against you. But still, it's good to see that the new tweaks in the software have at least made sure that they can find the open field easily and come from there to
Yeah, there's no surprises in this opening match so far. We see Tech United choosing the same combination that we've seen before. Two attackers in front of the goal, and then pass to one attacker, look if he has a clear shot, and if he doesn't have a clear shot, he passes it over to the other side. And that has worked 3 times up until now. We can see ASML Falcons working on their robots. I'm sure they will get a more stable platform later in the tournament. Once they had more exercise here, more games to play. That was a small glitch there. Ball went out of play, so Tech United is probably gonna bring it back in the field. The Falcon team captain gesturing that a robot is ready again for putting it into the field, and there it comes. Robot number 2 has been repaired and is back on the pitch. Tech United in its typical attacking position, 2 attackers at both sides of the goal, but he goes for a straight clear shot through the center, and it's 4-0 for Tech United. Later today we have more Tech United games, and I think we already have the Classico Tech United against the Chinese team Waterkey.
So on this tournament there are only 5 teams, but I think they are the top 5 teams of the competition anyway. So that for us is not a big problem. But that also means that they have to play a lot of matches and thus face each other on day 1.
Kickoff by the Falcons, looking for good ball handling. A nice turn there by robot number 2, and he's looking for a position. The ball handling of Tech United is a bit stronger, so it can take the ball off the robot, and now is driving around, choosing position, pass to the front, and straight to the goal and far corner. I must say the long distance shots of Tech United are quite impressive this year.
Yes, and that's mainly because the field is well, see, there I go stumbling on over my English. The field is a lot larger than it was a couple of years ago, but the goal is also bigger, which means there is more room. So accuracy will be of a less of a factor because they have. If you have a larger target, it's a little easier to hit.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that other teams will not be able to score as easily. If you have a good defense. So let's see what will happen against in the matches for tomorrow, because then I think most teams will have closed these gaps, which are now still open.
Yeah, that's another thing. Of course, this is the first tournament with these larger goals and larger pitch. So we're pretty sure that there's going to be a lot of programming done tonight. Long hours. The longer the tournament lasts, the more sleeping programmers we see around the pitches here at Robocup. But the long distance shots have improved a lot in the past years, which we also saw at the annual fan day of Tech United, where they did some trick shots, shooting water bottles off the top of the goal, and that worked really well. Ball is out of play. I think Falcons were unable to intercept the pass there.
Yeah, I think both teams struggled to get a clear view on the ball. The ball wasn't rolling that fast, but still, both teams could not intercept in time.
What do you think? Is that a camera issue or a software issue? Would it be difficult for the camera to position the ball, maybe because of the lightning, or was it be the software?
I think it's also lighting at the moment, because this is the actual first match they played. They did a half an hour test yesterday, but that won't be enough to get all the kinks out. So lighting on the field for us, it seems like a nice, evenly. How should I put it? For us, it's like there are no shadows on the field. But if you actually look at the camera for the robots, which are a lot more sensitive, you see a lot of shadows.
Yeah.
And in one corner of the field, it can be different than the other corner. And at the moment, both teams are standing along the sideline together with the referees. And yesterday, during the half-hour practice, of course, that was not the case. So there was a lot more shade on this side of the field.
Because I think it's a good example of how much is going on during these robot football games. Because of course you have the mechanics, you have the hardware, you have the ball handling, and then you have a lot of software doing the tactics, doing the position play. But the pattern recognition is so extremely important. These robots have to recognize each other, recognize the opponents, see where the ball is, see where the lines are. It's all done with pattern recognition, and like Guy said, when there's new shadows. And another attack by Tech United, and the keeper keeps it out. Yeah.
Great save here by the goalie of the Falcons. Next attempt.
Great pass, long distance pass, turning around, the 45 to the backfield, and yes.
Yeah, great play by Tech United, but both times they managed to hit the goalie. So great.
And an attempt by the Falcons. And it hit the goal post.
Yeah, Van Sleutelen keeping his goal clear for now, but that was a very good action here, which the Falcons showed that they have the ball control, which we knew they had, but now they have proven it, and they are able to actually come dangerously close to our goal. So we have to keep an eye on this team for the rest of the tournament. And well, it's my idea to have more Falcon games today, just not just the Tech United games, because I think they deserve a lot of credit, and we should definitely show more.
ASML Falcons is a team that is also from Eindhoven, I think.
No, they are from Veldhoven, from ASML. Veldhoven. Don't say Eindhoven, because they already punished me for that in previous.
But it's also in Brabant and Holland.
Yes, it's actually the town below Eindhoven, so yeah, they are next to each other.
But towns next to each other are always very sensitive to being compared to each other, of course. So we have a Dutch team against a Dutch team. ASML is, of course, a huge international computer chip manufacturer and researcher. And so this is a team that comes from a company. Most teams here are founded by universities. But this is a team that is coming from a company, and it's the employees of ASML that do this as a project within the company. I think many of them came from Tech United or from the University of Eindhoven, Guy?
I'm not sure because the team is very versatile. So for a company, of course, the technical university has a lot of young people, which are students or ex-students. But for ASML, that means there are also people who are working for ASML for a long time, and they found a new hobby with this team. So I knew a couple of guys, and I know that they are not all from the University of Eindhoven. But that's of course not needed. Everybody can participate in the team.
Yes, this is, I think, a new evolution in this mid-sized league, Robot Football League. That is interesting to watch. It's the companies coming in with a different expertise and a different way of working. And ASML Falcons are relatively young compared to Tech United, so you could see that Tech United has these many years of experience working for them, also in the hardware, because the hardware is improving every year. And I'm very curious what a company like ASML can bring to this tournament. There we have ASML Falcons putting the ball into play, Tech United trying to handle the ball and managing, looking for a position to pass, and there it finds the opening.
Beautiful.
2 players, and he goes for...
Yeah, great. That's a beautiful pass, and well, an open field, of course, an easy goal.
Yeah, he was looking, trying to decide whether to pass once more or shoot, but it's probably because of these bigger goals that the software is tends to shoot at the goal from a larger distance this year. So in this first game, we definitely see more goals scored than in other leagues, mid-size league football games. And now we have a problem with the pitch. The ball is rolling away, so probably have to bring the woodworkers back in.
Yeah, of course, our very own Harry van der Loo has personally positioned the center mark of the field.
Yeah.
And I think they drilled a little screw in the middle.
Yeah, there was a bit of Heisenberg uncertainty on the ball there, but it seems to be solved now. Kickoff by the Falcons, looking for position. There you see that.
It seems that the Falcons are struggling a lot more with localization, which is not that strange the first couple of days. So hopefully for the next match they have this a little better under control.
Yeah, you could see that one robot didn't get the positions right of his team player and the ball, and another kick at the goal, but the goalkeeper keeps it out. So one robot didn't get the position right, but fortunately the other robot, when he took the ball, immediately knew that the other player was behind him, turned around and gave a correct pass. I think ASML Falcons are bringing a robot back into play. Guy, when a robot is out of play, are they only allowed to work on the hardware, or can they also adjust the software?
Well, actual software you're not allowed to do anything with it, so no updating or changing. Of course, the computers are reset because same as you have at home, the computer freezes. You have to shut it off and turn it back on again.
You can actually turn it off and back on again. Good. We have started the half time here. I'm going to try to get one of the team leaders here, and right here next to us we have Wouter. Wouter is team captain of Tech United. So Wouter, first game of the tournament, even first game for you, I think, on this on this bigger pitch and with these bigger goals. How did it go?
Well, it actually went quite well. We saw some nice combinations. We also saw some things happening which we didn't want. But first of all, it went quite nice. We saw some nice combinations, and that's most important.
Yeah, the long distance passing and even the long distance shooting was very accurate. But you say that you see some things that you don't like. Do you start writing your checklist for things to adjust tonight or adjust between this game and the next game?
Oh, it will be hopefully repaired before the next game, because then we again have time. We again have an opportunity to see whether actually everything works then. So we need to fix the bugs or the hardware issues as soon as possible, such that we can immediately in the next game see if it works already.
What's happening now in the halftime? What is the team doing now?
So we have only 5 minutes. Usually we would maybe consider to change a small thing, but due to the tournament we only have 5 minutes. So we'll quickly just replace the batteries, prepare ourselves, take a drink again, and then prepare ourselves for the next half.
Great. We saw the Falcons, I think, struggling a bit with the hardware. Of course, the preparation times were very short. They had to take robots off the pitch. What are they doing at that point? Working on the hardware or restarting them?
Probably it's restarting them. What I think that the Falcons had some issues with is probably localization because they went outside the field at some point. But probably that's due to their brand new, very innovative new camera system. Which they first used in this game. So it's actually really interesting to see it working this good already. And we should become afraid of it, I think.
Okay, thank you very much, Walter. We're going to try to get somebody here from Team Falcons a bit later on. And as Walter said, I think ASML Falcons are the first ones to try a completely new camera setup. When you look at these robots that that are driving around, what most of them have is one camera that is pointing upwards, and then there's a there's a mirror, a convex mirror at the top that kind of makes a fisheye image of the entire field, and that's how pattern recognition is done. That's how you can get the entire 360 degrees of the field in, well, one camera image, and all the rest is done by the computer. It's recalculated by the computer. Now, the ASML Falcons, I think, as a team that comes from a company and has maybe a bit more access to hardware, they have come up with a completely different setting, and they put several cameras around the top of the robot. So they have several cameras pointing in all the directions, which gives them, of course, a much higher resolution. But we have seen in this first half that things aren't calibrated yet at this moment. So it was nice of Walter to point this out, because it could very well be that this is just, well, for them this is these are just the problems of starting up a new system, and if they get it to work, it could very well be that the localization of the ASML Falcons will be the best in the league, but we'll have to wait for the rest of the tournament to see, and hopefully get a reaction of one of the team members after this game. My co-host Guy is now talking to the ASML Falcons team, asking them all about why their robots have to be taken off pitch, what went wrong with the localization. So I think when Guy is back here, he can tell us all about it. Guy, you had a little chat with the Team Falcons. Did you learn anything about what they were working on during this first half?
Yeah, so I asked him how it was going, of course, and asked him about the cameras. And they had a little more disadvantage on being that late on preparation. They lost, as all the teams, some time at the start of the tournament. But for them, the camera calibration is that time consuming that they're not finished, actually. That's what we see on the field. And they're confident that for the next matches it will be improved a lot. They have been working on this with two guys very hard, and for them it's this tournament is the first time they will be testing it to the max, and then without the preparation, of course, you'll see that it's still not functioning optimally. So that's for them the biggest issue at the moment.
Yeah, I was just talking about it, that it could very well be that these are just the glitches of the first game of starting up this new system, and that during the tournament it could grow out to be the best localization system we have. But the coming days will tell us this, because of course tomorrow we have more of these round robin games. Then the next day we start with the quarterfinals, and then on Thursday we have the semi-finals and the final. And for people watching robot football for the first time, this is a typical opening game with quite a few issues in the hardware and the software, but I can assure you the final game on Thursday is always a thriller. The past few years, I think 10 years, Tech United was always in the final. They have won it three times world champion. Not at this moment. At this moment, last year in Japan, the Chinese team Water, which is the other very strong team. I think you could say Tech United or Barcelona, and Team Water are the Real Madrid of robot football. So we'll see who takes the trophy home this year. Or it could be Team Gambada from Portugal. Always the third very strong contender here. The teams are ready for the kickoff of the second half.
So for all the people watching at home, let us know by sending us a message on Facebook or on the YouTube channel how you are experiencing the stream. Of course, sound and video. We are trying to test everything as best we can, but for you at home, we cannot check if it's okay. So let us know. We already got some feedback, and I adjusted the volume a little, so hopefully that will be better. So please let us know how it is at the moment.
We saw one robot being taken off field. That was Zessie. We have named all our robots, but robot number 6 is Zessie. We can take you through the names. In the goal for Tech United, we have Van Sleutelen, is our goalkeeper. Robot number 2 is De Moer. Robot number 4 is Van Perslucht, Robin van Perslucht. Robot number 3 is Van der Tandwiel. Then we have robot number 5, Robodinho, and robot number 6, which is Zessie. Now all these robots, they share the same hardware and the same software, and there's a bit of a dispute on whether you have star players or not. And Guy, as I believe, you are convinced that some robots are better than others.
I not only convinced, I have proof of this, Lieve. I have proof of this. 5 years ago, during our championship in the Netherlands, it was one of the most exciting finals we had. And in the end, people started cheering for Van der Tandwiel, the number 3. And he actually made the equalizer in the last minute of the game. Unfortunately, we still lost the match, but I'm certain that cheering them on helps improve their way of driving. And I think that's because if you cheer hard enough, you excite all the electrons in the servo drives, which makes them move better.
I feel some skeptic movement coming up, trying to test this in a clear analytic and empirical setting. There's still a bit of discussion between the team captains and the referees.
I'm trying to listen with my right ear to the team and left ear to you, but it's difficult to do both. I think they're having some problems connecting to the referee computer. I think so let me start. In the break, you are allowed to change the software, of course. You can say, okay, let's try another tactic, let's try another different version of software. That's not a problem in the halftime. But maybe they uploaded something that is not able to connect to the ref box. Normally a 5 minutes break, change batteries, change software. If something goes wrong, of course, this is the first game, so there will be some leeway for the teams. You can have some extra time. But at a certain amount, the referee will say, okay, this won't work, game is forfeited, and the win will go to the other team. So let's hope they can fix it in a couple of minutes. And for now, we're just waiting for them to find the correct setting to connect.
Yeah, of course, in this phase of the tournament, none of the teams wants to have a game forfeited, not even in their advantage, because the most important thing now is to exercise, to learn, to see what is happening, to log all the software, and to be able to adjust it. And if a game is forfeited, there's nothing to learn there.
Of course, you want to win today, all the matches if possible. But yeah, today it's not about the points, it's about just playing. And tomorrow it's important to actually win your games and go to the next match.
So the teams are getting ready for a kickoff, but there is 3 robots in the center circle, so not sure if this is a localization issue again, or that they will move out, and they move out neatly, so everything goes well. Kickoff by Tech United. See if they start looking for the combination, and a very distant goal shot there, and the keeper was there in time. Maybe Tech United is testing how far they can go with these distant shots, now that they have the larger goal to aim at. And the ball is out of play, and Tech United can put the ball back into play. A throw-in or a kick-in by Tech United. Van der Tandwiel, robot number 3, will put the ball into play. And probably pass it to Robodinho, robot number 5, waiting there. Or it could pass straight forward. It's choosing, and it did choose the attacking option, but interception by ASML Falcon robot.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a bad pass or good positioning of Robot of Falcons, but still hit it, and they get a new attempt.
And there comes the kick-in. Getting ready, choosing position. And again intercepted by the defender of Team Falcon, trying to keep the ball into play, but it didn't work. You could see the Falcon robot driving towards the ball, trying to get this grip with the small wheels to keep the ball into play, but it was just out of time.
I think that was a typical role issue. The players in the field all have their own roles, so they are either attacking or they're defending, but they can also assist in attacking or defending. And if you're an assist, you're never allowed to take the ball. You're just to shoot the ball, and I think that's what happened because they didn't go for the ball itself.
Now we can see, I think, that this Falcon robot is outside the field. Localization issue, probably believes it is in the field, and is looking at this line, doesn't want to cross it because it thinks it is in the field, and it's taken out of play by the Falcons team captain. Will probably be just a simple reset to put it back on the pitch, so that it knows that it is on the field instead of outside. Kick in by robot number 2, the Moor. And a combination and a shot at the goal, and it was kept out.
Great save here by the goalie, and I am very impressed by the goalie of the Falcons.
Does he also have this new camera system, Guy?
I'm not entirely sure, but I think he does. But I also see a little camera at the front of the goalie, so I think he has some extra hardware on board to see actually the ball coming toward him.
The goalkeepers are slightly different in hardware, and then there's an interception by Tech United, but it plays the ball back. That was kind of a mistake. Can it keep it in? Yes, it can keep it in. Put it back on the 45 and couldn't keep the ball. And does it roll in? No, it doesn't roll in.
Yeah, so I think this first match, even if it isn't the best of the game that both teams have, it's still exciting. They are definitely being able to play soccer, and that's for me the most important, to see the first matches as a soccer match and not as a trying to get the ball inside of the lines kind of game.
Yes, that is true. We see that every now and then in robot football that well, they are more struggling to get the system to work than playing the real tactical football. And we already see hints of tactical play here, of position, of passing, and of distance shots. That was another really nice shot, but from a very sharp angle.
Yeah, so you said in the first half that Tech United was able to have good shots at the goal, but this was a very bad shot at the goal. That was too high and too hard, I think. So I think for them there's a lot of work to do.
Yes, that position clearly didn't work for the software at this point. So the goalkeeper is slightly different. It only has a camera view in the front, doesn't have to see what's happening behind it. And it has extendable arms. They can extend for a few seconds and then they have to be kept in, so the robot cannot hold its arms open all the time. Only when it sees the ball coming towards it, it has to time it at the right point. The Falcons will have a kick in. They pass the ball, but they lose the ball. Tech United moving towards the goal, passing backwards, looking for the combination, and good position and nicely in the top corner there. That was almost impossible to defend.
Yeah, great play, and that's what I were aiming for, of course, having a larger field. What is the advantage of that Tech United? That's the good passes. So their biggest advantage with a larger field is to find the open spaces, and I think that was the first hint we saw of the new code. Yeah, actually trying to go into those open spaces. Yeah, great play.
Kickoff by the ASML Falcons. They take the ball. Oh, and that was a rather hard hit. There's some protest, understandable, by the team captain of the Falcons.
Yeah, and I think it's completely correct that they're protesting, because that was a very hard hit and that's absolutely not allowed. So, yeah, very bad play here from Tech United.
So we're going to see what I think the referee is going to have a check with his assistant over there. The robots are not allowed to really bump into each other very hard. And it's an important rule because a few years ago we saw the game change into a power game. Robots trying to push each other away. And it was a successful tactic if you had the strongest motors. But of course, for when the competition becomes about who has the strongest servo motors, it's not good for the competition. It's not good for the tactics. It's not good for the software.
So we can actually hear what the teams are saying, and I thought Wout, the team captain of Tech United, had also a good argument. He said, yeah, the robot was playing on the ball. I'm not sure if he did. I missed that, but there are no cards drawn thus yet. But there is a free kick for the Falcon team.
Okay, Team Falcon with their kickoff, with their free kick. And it reaches the other player, trying to get a hold of the ball. It does have good ball handling now. Turning around, looking for position, high shot, and hit the top of the goal. That was a nice shot by the Falcons.
I think he had a defender as well from Tech United. That's why the shot went so high. But it was definitely a good attempt. And what I'm seeing is that there is no actual player to accept a pass in the open spaces in the field for the Falcons. So since they are now again taking a robot out of field, it will be more difficult to find, of course, a free player.
It was a very high ball by the Falcons. I don't think I've seen that very often in robot football. It was a very high curve there. So the robots have some sort of hammer that they use to kick the ball, and by adjusting, that was a strange situation. There was a Tech United robot intercepting the pass of its own team and kicking the ball out of play there.
Yeah, that should have been a nice pass as a kickoff, but something went wrong there. Yeah.
So a kick in for the Falcons at a nice position. Unfortunately, they have one robot less on the field, but it's looking for a good situation there. I think the Tech United robots are bumping into each other. Okay, looking for the combination, and unfortunately the ball handling didn't get a grip of the ball there. Tech United on the ball. Passing, cross pass, but nobody dared to take that ball. So as I was saying, the robots have a small hammer inside of them that they use to hit the ball, and it can be adjusted. It can be put a bit higher, put a bit lower. If they hit the ball at the center, it will just roll over the pitch. If they hit it lower, they can have a high ball. They can try to play the ball over the defenders. And the high ball that was used by ASML Falcons was, well, quite a lot higher than we are used to here. So I think they have a system, they have found a system to play the ball over a defender even if it is very close to them. Robot number 5 of the Falcons trying to find its team player there, but good positioning, good defending by Tech United. Now trying to get a grip of the ball, and can it take it away? Yes, this stronger ball handling is a huge advantage for Tech United. Passing over the line and shoot at the goal, and that's another goal. We have 8-0 now for Tech United. I have a feeling that Tech United is testing how far they can be away from this larger goal, because we've seen quite some nice long-distance shots.
Well, accuracy has never been their strongest point. So I can imagine that now that accuracy is not that big of a factor anymore with the bigger target, that they are finding the limits for their team. Yeah, of course, for all teams, these new dimensions will make them find new limits. So it's a matter of time until we see the best shots again.
Kickoff, and then Tech United on the ball again, trying to take this ball away. Looking for the pass, and a good interception by the Falcons. Tech United robot cannot keep it into play, but the ball is for Tech United anyway. How difficult is it, Key, for the software to know what team hit the ball as the last player? Because of course that is important when you decide whether or not to let this ball roll out of play.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think they do know exactly who is the opponent and who is a team player of their own. So the teams build a specific, they call it a world model. So an overview of the field with all the objects, positions, teammates, opponents, the ball, everything. So of course then it's a way of determining which camera is most reliable to determine who hit the ball last, and that's depending on the angle and how many robots are looking at the same at that spot. And it's very difficult, of course, to do that, because that means that you have to compare multiple camera angles and visions and very fast determine, okay, so I think that robot 3 has the most accurate view, and therefore he will probably know what happened. But of course that doesn't always work like that.
But they even can they even tell each other who had the ball the last? Like when one robot is really sure, can it tell the others, like, I'm sure that this other robot hit it last time?
Yeah, they only have localization of the camera, so there is almost no way to be sure.
Okay.
Because there are no sensors actually detecting the ball when it's in contact with the robots.
Nice combination there, and a shot, and a goalkeeper was just too late there to intercept the ball. Nice shot by Tech United.
Yeah, so even though we are reaching the 10 on the scoreboard, I have seen first matches where we have gone at least past 15. So that shows that the teams here on the field will be able to match each other later on in this tournament. Definitely.
Yes, there's as an opening game, we have seen real football already, and not just tumbling around. There we have a strong interception, well, a powerful interception by Team Tech United. Looks like they are trying to muscle in every now and then. Looks like they have some power play there, hitting the other robots. Would this be a glitch, or would it be a deliberate choice this year from Tech United?
I know that they have discussed their weakness, and that's they're not fast enough, so they are trying to find a way to move faster with the hardware they have. Oh, and a great save again here by the goalie. So I think they are looking to to find a way and use a tactic to move faster to the ball.
There's quite some discussions amongst the Tech United programmers. We can see here this last shot was aimed towards the center of the goal. They are discussing, well, of course this was the best choice, and they are discussing what to do about it. So I'm pretty sure that after this game, both teams will have a long checklist of things they want to adjust. And a lot of working hours are put into this during the tournament. Kick in by the Falcons, and Tech United is trying to keep the ball into play there in the corner, and they're working and they're passing backwards to the defenders, now back forward, and unfortunately didn't reach the right player there.
Very long pass over the field, almost the complete diagonal. And I'm not sure if it can be heard on the stream, but the team was shouting, and they're actually getting really into the game. That's nice to see. So that was something something new they hadn't seen or weren't able to test before.
Yes, that was a very long pass we saw there in the previous situation, all the way back to their own defenders. And the whistle has been blown, so this game ends 9-0. It was a nice opening game. I think we are pretty sure that Tech United is ready. The Falcons have some tweaking and some work to do, but it looks like they can make a very big step here. I'm pretty sure they will get to a stable platform and be a strong contender for Tech United later in the tournament. But the big test will probably be at, I think it's 3 o'clock here. So what time would that be in the Netherlands? We're going to look at the scheme. So the next game is Tech United against the Chinese team Water. And that is going to be very interesting, I think, because that are the strongest teams of the past few years playing against each other. And I'm very curious to see what Tech United will do against such a strong contender. We have put all the match schedules on Robocup.live. We will also have a live show at 9 o'clock, no, quarter to 9 in the Netherlands. Quarter to 9 tonight in the Netherlands. Oh, the game is already at quarter to 6. So everyone who wants to watch Water against Tech United, quarter to 6 in Holland and in Belgium, you can watch the game, and we are pretty sure that this is going to be the very first really interesting game of the tournament.
That will also be the first game of Team Water, so interesting to see how their setup day has been. Yeah, so it will be the first time they will be meeting each other after setting up, and it will set a benchmark for, I think, the rest of the tournament.
I probably won't be here the entire game to be your co-host, because of course Belgium is playing meat football. That's what we call it here at Robocup. We have robot football, and then we have meat football, and Belgium is playing its meat football game against Panama. So I think I'll have to keep an eye on that too. So thank you very much for watching this first game. We will be here all day, because we will also show you the other games. There will always be hosting and commentaries at the Tech United games, and probably some of the other games too. But so next important appointment, quarter to 6 in Belgium and Holland, Team Water against Tech United.
Yeah, and at 5 o'clock in the Netherlands, the Falcons will play their second match, and I think we'll also be live at that moment. So yeah, please tune in at 5 to have both games. Falcons will be playing against the Portuguese team Cambada, which almost won in the European title, but Tech United managed to be better at penalties. Who would have thought that the Netherlands could take better penalties than a Portuguese team? But that is what happened. So yeah, please join us for the next show at 5 o'clock Dutch time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.